Hello friends, and welcome to the tutorial on accessing pieces of arrays. At the end of this tutorial, you will be able to access and change individual elements of arrays, both one-dimensional and multidimensional. Access and change rows and columns of arrays. Access and change other chunks from an array using slicing and striding, and read images into arrays and perform processing on them using simple array manipulations. Before beginning this tutorial, we would suggest you to complete the tutorial on getting started with arrays. So now, open the terminal and type ipython -pylab. Let us begin with the help of an example. Let us have two arrays, A and C, as simple arrays that we will use to work through this tutorial. Let us begin with the most elementary thing, accessing individual elements. Also, let us first do with the one-dimensional array A, and then do the same thing with the two-dimensional array. To access it, so type A is equal to array within brackets and square brackets 12, 23, 34, 45, 56, and C is equal to array within brackets in square brackets 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, then closing brackets again, comma. Next, in square brackets, type 21 to 25 in commas, then comma. Next one in square brackets 31 to 35, then comma in square brackets. Next one is 41 to 45, then comma. Then in square brackets the final one is 51 to 55, and then close the bracket and hit enter. To access the element 34 in array A, we say A of 2. Note that we are using square brackets. So type A within square brackets 2 and hit enter. Like list, indexing starts from 0 in arrays. So 34, the third element has the index 2. Now let us access the element 34 from C. To do this, we say C of 2, 3. So type C in square brackets 2, 3 and hit enter. 34 is in the third row and the fourth column, and since indexing begins from 0, the row index is 2 and the column index is 3. Now that we have accessed one element of the array, let us change it. We shall change 34 to -34 in both A and C. To do this, we simply assign the new value after accessing the element. So type A in square brackets 2 is equal to -34, and for C, type C in square brackets 2, 3 is equal to -34. Let us check our operations. So type A in square brackets 2 and hit enter, then C in square brackets 2, 3. Okay. Now that we have accessed and changed a single element, let us access and change more than one element at a time. First rows and then columns. Let us access one row of C, say the third one. We do it by saying C, so type C in square brackets 2 and hit enter. How do we access the last row of C? We could say, so type C in square brackets 4 and hit enter. Or as with lists, we could use negative indexing and say C within brackets -1. Now we could change the last row into all zeros using either you can type C in square brackets -1 is equal to within square brackets 5 zeros, and hit enter. Or we can use the command in terminal C in square brackets -1 is equal to 0. Now how do we access one column of C? As with accessing individual elements, the column is the second parameter to be specified after comma. The first parameter is replaced with a semicolon, a colon. This specifies that we want all the elements of that dimension instead of just one particular element. We access the third column by saying, so type C in square brackets colon comma 2 and hit enter. Now pause the video here and try out the following exercise. Change the last column of C to zeros. So now switch to terminal for solution. To change the entire last column of C to zeros, we simply say C in square brackets colon comma -1 colon comma -1 is equal to 0 and hit enter. Since A is one dimensional, rows and columns of A don't make much sense. It has just one row and A of colon gives the whole of A. So type A within square brackets colon and hit enter. So now pause the video here and try out the following exercise and resume the video. Change A to 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. So for that, now switch to terminal for solution. To change A, we say A in square brackets colon is equal to within square brackets 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and hit enter. Now that we know how to access rows and columns of an array, we shall learn how to access other pieces of an array. For this purpose, we will be using image arrays. To read an image into an array, we use imread command. We shall use the image squares.png present in /home/fossee directory. We first navigate to that path in the OS and see what the image contains. So let us now read the data in squares.png into the array I. For that, type I is equal to imread in closing brackets in a single quote /home/fossee/squares.png. We can see that the contents of the image using the command imshow. We say imshow within brackets I to see what has been read into I. So type imshow within brackets I and hit enter. We do not see white and black because Pylab has mapped white and black to different colors. This can be changed by using a different color map. To see that I is really just an array, we say I at the prompt. So type I. We see that an array is displayed. To check the dimensions of any array, we use dot shape function. So type I dot shape. As we can see, we got the dimensions of the image. The image squares.png has the dimensions of 300 by 300. Our goal for this part of the tutorial would be to get the top left quadrant of the image. To do this, we need to access a few of rows and a few of the columns of the array. To access the third column of C, we set C in square brackets colon.2. Essentially, we are accessing all the rows in the column of 3 of C. Now let us modify this to access only the first 3 rows of column 3 of C. We say C of within square bracket 0 is 3, 2 gives the elements of rows indexed from 0 to 3. 3 is not included and column indexed 2. Note that the index before the colon is included and the index after it is not included in the slice that we have obtained. This is very similar to the range function, where range returns a list in which the upper limit or stop value is not included. So type C within square brackets 0 colon 3 comma 2 and hit enter. Now if we wish to access the elements of a row with index 2 and in columns index 0 to 2 included, we say, so type C within brackets square brackets 2 comma 0 colon 3 and hit enter. So now pause the video here and try out the exercise and resume the video. First, obtain the elements of 22, 23 from C. Then obtain the elements 11, 21, 31, 41 from C. And then the third one and final one, obtain the elements 21, 31, 41, 0. So now switch to terminal. So type C within square brackets 1 comma 1 colon 3 and hit enter. So C 1 comma 1 is to 3 gives the element 22, 23. C within square bracket 0 colon 4 comma 0 gives the elements 11, 21, 31, 41 comma 0. C 1 colon 5 comma 0 gives the elements 21, 31, 41, 0. Note that when specifying ranges, if you are starting from the beginning or going up to the end, the corresponding elements may be dropped. So in the previous example, to obtain 11, 21, 31, 41, we could have simply said, so type C within square brackets 1 is to 5 comma 0 and hit enter. We get the elements 21, 31, 41, 0. If we skip both the indexes, we get the slice from end to end, as we already know. So type C within square brackets colon 4 comma 0 and hit enter. And next C 1 colon comma 0 and hit enter. Now pause the video here and try out the following exercise and resume the video. Obtain the elements 23, 24 comma 33 minus 34 from C. So now switch to terminal for solution. Type the command C within square brackets 1 colon 3 comma 2 colon 4 will give us the required elements. Now we wish to obtain the top left quarter of the image. How do we go about doing it? Since we know the shape of the image is 300, we know that we need to get the first 150 rows and the first 150 columns. So I colon 150 comma colon 150 gives us the top left corner of the image. So type I within square brackets colon 150 comma 150 colon 150 and hit enter. We use the imshow command to see the slice we obtained from in the form of an image and confirm. So type imshow within brackets I and in square brackets colon 150 comma colon 150 and hit enter. Obtain the square in the center of the image is the exercise that we are about to do. So please pause the video here. Now switch to terminal for solution. Type the command. Hence we get the center of the image. Our next goal is to compress the image using a very simple technique. So type imshow within brackets I and square brackets 75 colon 225 comma 75 colon 225 and hit enter. So as we have set the goal, the idea is to drop alternate rows and columns of the image and save it. This way we will be reducing the data to 1/4 of the original data but losing only a little of visual information. We shall first learn the idea of striding using a smaller array C. Suppose we wish to access only the odd rows and columns, first, that is first, third and fifth. We do this by typing C within square brackets 0 colon 5 colon 2 comma 0 colon 5 colon 2. If we wish to be explicit, then we say C colon colon 2 in square brackets and colon colon 2. This is very similar to the step specified in the range function. It specifies the jump or step in which to move while accessing the elements. If no step is specified, a default value of 1 is assumed. So type C in square brackets 1 colon colon 2 then comma colon colon 2. We get the elements 21 23 0 comma 41 43 0. So pause the video here and try out the following exercise and resume the video. Obtain the following 12 0 comma 42 0 then in brackets 12 13 14 and 0 0 0. The solution is on your screen. Now that we know how to stride over an array, we can drop alternate rows and columns out of the image in I. To see this image, we say I square brackets colon colon 2 comma colon colon 2. This does not have much data to notice any real difference, but notice that the scale has reduced to show that we have dropped alternate rows and columns. If you notice carefully, you will be able to observe some blurring near the edges. To notice this effect more clearly, increase the step to 4. So type imshow within brackets I in square brackets colon colon 2 comma colon colon 2 and hit enter. Then type imshow then within brackets colon colon 4 and again colon 4. This can even be replaced by the previous command given. This brings us to the end of this tutorial. In this tutorial, we have learned to manipulate single and multi-dimensional arrays, access the change individual elements by using their index numbers, access and change rows and columns of arrays by specifying the rows and column numbers, slice and stride on arrays, read images into arrays and manipulate them. So here are some self-assessment questions for you to solve. First one is, given the array A is equal to array 12, 15, 18, 21, how do we access the element 18? The second one, given the array B is equal to array 10 to 13, 20 to 23, 30 to 33, 40 to 43, obtain the elements 21, 22, 31, 32. The third one, given the array B is equal to array 10 to 13, 21 to 23, change the array to B is equal to array 10, 11, 10, 11, 20, 21, 20, 21. And let's look at the answers. The first one, the element 18 in array A has index numbers 2, hence we access it as A of 2. The answer is A within square brackets 2. Second one, to obtain the center 4 numbers in the arrays B, we say B of 1 colon 3, 1 colon 3. And the third and final one, we can change the elements of array C by using the slicing and striding by typing B within square brackets colon 2, 2 colon is equal to B colon 2 colon 2. So we hope you have enjoyed this tutorial and found it useful. Thank you.